Okay, so hi there.
Hey.
Hey, Tanya.
Rod, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yes, yes.
So here we are in Swift with Kevin, of course.
Hi.
And this is, Kevin said this is your main building.
This is main headquarters.
This is
Big.
headquarters for the whole company?
Headquarters, yeah. This is
Wow.
main headquarters. So, roughly a little over 15,000 drivers, and then of course 16,000 trucks. Not including our sister company now, that's Night Transportation, which we are now Night Swift, and all of our subsidiaries are pretty much kind of like, with under the same umbrella. So definitely having the headquarters here kind of opens a lot of people for a lot of variety, especially when you're looking at location.
That's always important.
Yeah, so within the West Coast, and then also just within, the whole corporate sphere of just having Knight's headquarters here as well. So it works.
And who bought who?
So it was a joint merger that happened around 2017, 2018. I was actually in HR during that time. So that was the cool thing about it, and really kind of opened the company up to a lot of different opportunities. Now, since then, we've actually moved locations. So the terminal is right over here. So that's the actual terminal. The corporate office is right here, which houses everything from operations, legal, safety, HR, things like that.
Okay.
So pretty much all of our admin and people that are working within a higher executive position are all right there in that building. Due to COVID, a lot of them are now working from home,
Right.
or remotely,
Right.
but still functional. But the terminal, actually, before the terminal or the operations that drivers would come to, they would come to this first floor through those double doors over there. But then now, they actually have their own independent building where they can actually come to and see their driver leaders, planners.
Just for drivers.
Yeah,
nice.
so
And
drivers,
there's
and then
sign there that says training center too.
yeah. So
You get a
we'll
whole
walk over
facility
there.
for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So what you're saying is Knight and Swift, nobody kind of bought each other, they just sort of merged together?
They did. I know I didn't cut the check, but at the same time, though, I think they've always been a good joint venture.
Okay.
And then I think that at the end of the day, our two powerhouses coming together, because they were in a lot of ways sisters and brothers.
Okay.
But then more so now joining forces to try to make sure that we kind of expand our reach and our freight and also our personnel, but the brands are still different. So,
Okay.
so
Did each one kind of specialize in something different?
yeah, always. And we've kept driving a refrigerated flatbed, but Swift drivers are Swift drivers, Night drivers are Night drivers. So there's no joining in that just yet.
Okay.
But when it comes to where the drivers come, it's right here. This houses everything that you have within your driver leaders, your planners, your fleet leaders, terminal leader. Everybody's within that building.
Wow.
Our orientation, which is 2-day orientation, is located right here in this adjacent building, to include our facilities that go on there Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, and then our clinic and everything is in that same building as well.
Clinic.
Is the clinic different from orientation?
Yeah, so you'll be reporting there for the orientation for the clinic, and then just making sure that all your checks are done, and then of course you'll be outsourced for the drug testing and everything.
Oh, you mean like a health clinic?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought another workshop type thing.
Oh no.
Like a golf clinic
Right,
or something,
right.
you know?
No, I'm thinking clinic like you go in there and see a doctor and diagnose stuff.
Yeah, but we do have nurses in there, and
Wow.
I go in there a lot of times to get my flu shot.
Oh, wow.
So it's convenient for me to just
Maybe you'll be doing
right in there.
COVID shots from here someday.
I pray that happens.
So was Swift actually the biggest trucking company before they merged with Knight?
Yes.
So now
Yes.
it's like
We are the largest.
the biggest, period.
Yeah, we are the largest in North America. So
And
yeah.
tell me the numbers again. I don't know if my mic was close enough to you earlier. How many drivers? How many trailers?
So it is. So we keep over 15,000 drivers, over 16,000 trucks, and that number has increased.
Wow.
The actual numbers I don't have, but at the same time, though, a lot of times when you're merging different organizations together, especially when it comes to fleet size, that number is going to increase dramatically, and then especially increase over the years to come.
Okay.
So it's definitely growing. and it's more populated than it was now. And you can see it even through our yard space and drivers that are now coming in across the country. So it's definitely increasing even our staff in the office. So we're definitely merging in a lot of ways.
So, and there are how many terminals through the country?
There are, well, including the ones that are coming, I would say around 40 now. I mean, 38 to 39 terminals around the United States, and then we also have some in Mexico. But there are more to come. There are some that are being added all around the country, so to be continued where they're going to be. I'm hoping that they open one in Hawaii one day.
Yeah, once they finish the bridge, I think they put it
right at the end of the
long
bridge.
drive.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in Hawaii. So, and just to kind of mention that's the reason why you see a lot of the clutter and everything, because every terminal is getting facelifts. And so everything is being upgraded, renovated, and everything. So to include our dining facility and also our break facility that are going to be over here. So we can kind of go in.
This is the Jake Freight Cafe.
The Jake Break Cafe. I see.
There's a truck parked in there.
I see. And big TV. A truck. Nice color choice.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow.
Definitely. No coincidence to our logo. Now, this has already been renovated, but the laundry, shower, the lounge area, all of that will be renovated. So they started on this first, and then they finished this, and now they're working on this now.
Okay. And so you're actually going to have this is an actual restaurant?
It is. It's our Jake Freight Cafe. It's open in the early morning.
Wait, couldn't hear you. It what?
Oh, it serves some good food. Really good food. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it included, or you buy it, or how does it work?
Yeah. So it is by purchase. All the menus are located on the screens, and you just purchase what you like, and it's cooked to order.
Cool.
So.
And the hours are what?
The hours are, well, normally when I get here, they're normally at 6 o'clock, and then due to COVID, they've now closed at 2:30.
Ah. Okay.
So,
that COVID thing, boy.
Yeah.
Always troublesome. So back in here is the part that you're saying they're working on right now?
Yeah. So that'll be the lounge. There'll also be the driver recreation area, and they're adding so much more to that area that I'm really excited to see what it's going to look like afterwards. I was really excited to see what this is going to look like.
And when do you think this will be finished over here?
Ooh, that's a good question. They worked on that one for a little while, but when it came about, then they were able to kind of introduce it. Now that's our temporary shower and water bodies.
Okay.
So
and that's your gas?
24 hours?
It is. Yeah.
Coming in here anytime, day or night.
Right. And the lounge portion is also open 24 hours as well. And then the area that you saw with the vending, so it is self-serve by the honor system. So you just walk in, get what you like, you scan it, you can pay for it on your own. And then it has different options along the wall to include all kind of different things that you may need, like
Floss
everything,
and
yeah,
stuff,
floss,
like,
nail clippers,
toothpaste.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
They got bling over there too if you want a Swift shirt or hat. Or,
Yeah.
The
So our
merch.
company, our company store is in there as well. That's getting the facelift, where you can definitely swag yourself out.
yeah.
So this is our pretty much trucking yard right here to include our trailer yard. It also doubles as our academy in the rear, and then also a body shop, paint shop, and then of course our fuel island, which if you're coming in off of 75th, you come in, you get serviced here, and then once you get serviced here to include fueling, you drive in and you can park your vehicle to include your trailer, and then take some R&R, and then of course get back in your vehicle and take your home time, depending on where you live.
So you can park it here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There is roving security to include cameras as well. So everything is monitored.
And I see you have a couple RVs back there.
Oh yeah.
Because we live in a motorhome, so would we be able to leave the motorhome here?
Sure.
Because I'm intending on going out with him.
Oh yeah.
So we could just leave it here, and you've got security.
We do. 24 hours, and you actually may be able to see them. Actually, that's one of our security guys right there.
Zipping around? Oh, I thought he was going off and playing golf.
No.
That's the second golf reference today. I don't know why. I don't even play golf.
Gotcha. Well, this is, like I said, we're entering now into our trucking yard area. This is our driver support building where drivers are coming off the road, getting their loads managed and getting any kind of needed information that they need coming onto the truck or coming off. So it's a stop area for them. But this is the area where most of our truck drivers park, and our drivers associates kind of leave their trucks here, like I said, get in their vehicles and then leave. But then what we're going to do is walk down this row of trucks, and we're going to go past the wash bay and see our inventory of trucks.
Okay. So is this all company driver trucks here, or you have owner operators who also come and park here?
Yes, company, owner, and lease operator, all of them are welcome here, and then they'll be able to park here, leave their vehicles here, and then be able to kind of take some rest as well, or check on what they need. Okay. And some of them will actually come in, they'll rest, wash up, take a shower, wash their clothes, meet with their driver leader, handle anything that they need to while they're taking their breaks. So, and it's convenient from my perspective to have a terminal or access to terminals all around the country, because you got to think about, really looking at the perspective of having access to things that are free.
Right.
That's first and foremost.
So you don't charge for laundry, for
absolutely.
example?
No laundry, no showers, or anything, no charge.
Can you sleep in your truck here?
Uh-oh. Watch out. Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's something I'm hearing more and more, that the truck stops are really full every night. Everybody's pulling in to catch a night's sleep. And there's often no room, you got to drive another hour to find a place to stay for the night. If you got all these terminals all over the country, you can shoot for one of those if you're in the neighborhood, and you don't have to worry about having enough room to park for the night, right?
Sure.
And take advantage of all the stuff you got for drivers.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good.
Absolutely. So yeah, and then the fact that you can have that access anywhere in the country. So pretty much every state we're in, and in fact, in a couple states, we're in multiple locations.
Right.
Let's say, for example, California, we have one in Otay Mesa, Fontana, River Valley area, and then also Lakewood. So, and of course here, being that we're the corporate center, you come here and be able to kind of take things.
Get this. Wait. It's almost dragging on the ground. Look how low that thing.
Oh, it's a lowrider. That wouldn't do well in St. Croix. He'd be scraping through all the potholes.
Our speed bumps are higher.
This one too.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, so this is so going down to this road, everything that you see at the very end are our new truck inventory. So what'll happen is that once you upgrade with your trainer, coming off the road with them, you'll go to tractor assignment. Once you get to a tractor assignment, then of course you'll be issued your vehicle, and then you're able to come out here and kind of choose what you like. So which is also a big plus and a bonus for us, because we want to give drivers options, but also show off our options.
That's where we're going right now, right?
Yeah.
You're going to the bling.
Absolutely.
The bling for boys.
And for girls, yeah.
And women, yeah.
Yeah. They definitely want the new and the improved.
Shiny.
Absolutely.
This is where they wash the trucks. So if you're coming off the road, you get your truck cleaned here too.
Absolutely.
At any terminal?
Most of our terminals all have wash bays. There's some that don't, but we can contract out to make sure that we can get you where you need to go to get a truck washed. So that's the great thing about it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to necessarily go looking for anything on your own.
Can you imagine taking this home for the weekend and trying to wash it at home? Oh my God.
Or at the RV park.
Not at
with
the
a little
RV park.
bucket and a little brush.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple drivers do it by themselves in certain cities, and they spend a long time doing it. I would rather go to the wash bay.
So you said orientation is only 2 days?
Only 2 days.
And then how long are you out with a trainer?
Really, we like to say that it's around 200 to 300 hours, but the training is really on the driver. It's their progress and how they kind of graduate through everything that they need to feel like that they're comfortable with before they get out on their own.
But the average you're saying then is kind of like
I would say the average is about
weeks?
I'd say the average is about a month.
A month?
So,
4 weeks? Okay.
Yeah, definitely. And so here are the trucks.
Oh, here are the trucks.
They're doing this now, like they're going so low to the ground, I guess, for aerodynamics, right? That affects fuel economy.
Everything does with our new trucks,
Yeah, because I've never seen them like that. Almost looks like a custom bumper. Or
they're kind of built for aerodynamic, fuel efficiency, definitely comfort, and also technology, which is a big thing, especially when you're on the road, and you're worried about how you're going to get the information that you need, the loads that you need, how you're going to communicate with your loved ones. So making the trucks accessible to not only the people that are on the ground working for you, but also to the people that you care about, that you need to reach out to, and having a reliable new vehicle versus just some hand-me-down. You know, so I think that's important. So
a new driver might expect what year?
So a new driver can expect anywhere between a 19, 20, 21 brand new truck, even with plastic on it. So, and if you can see behind you, like all of these trucks, pretty much, if you look through the glass, they have plastic on them. So I can essentially come out here and say, hey, I want 220098, and then I'm assigned to it.
And the first two numbers are the year. Right?
What? That would make that a 22.
Right. And this is a 2018.
So we encourage you. So definitely, you know, take advantage of what you see, and then it all is based on preference as far as what a person.
Well, and availability, because I mean, I would think anybody would prefer a 22 to an 18. So that's
True.
why I'm saying, like, you know, how for a brand new driver coming out of CDL school and out of orientation, does it just depend what's sitting in the yard that day, basically?
Yeah, and it's really based on what you see here. And we try to, because we always have a wide variety of trucks on our yard, that way you can have that variety to pick from. So you don't have to necessarily come out here and only see one truck and be like, this is all you got, I guess I'll get this one. So the fact that you can kind of go down the line and kind of shop as if you were at a dealership and say, hey, I want this one. So now as far as the brands, that's preference. Some people love a Freightliner, some people love an International, some people fall in love with a Kenworth.
And you have all of them.
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh, it's like shopping at Amazon. Have your pick. Do you want to look in this? A 22? That's kind of blowing my mind.
Why don't you climb up there?
I thought you wanted to climb up. I want to go see what buttons it has, and levers and gauges. I certainly love the color.
Definitely.
Blue is my favorite.
Lovely colors of white or blue.
Oh boy, oh boy. So did you just put this 122 here to like really convince us, or do you actually have 22s? Oh, another 22.
There's more.
Oh, you're right. Okay, okay. Could have been like, hey, I got a potential driver coming. Quick, put those 22s out.
Put them out. Put them out. Yeah.
Tell the driver to go to the lounge while we park the 22 here.
You want to come up?
Throw the plastic on. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me see if I can multitask this.
No.
I need to do the 3-point entry.
One hand on each bar.
3-point entry. 1, 2, 3. Don't touch the door. Oh my gosh, it smells totally new.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow. Thanks, Kevin. Did you actually just get me in the frame?
Yeah.
That would be exciting. Look, you get a little ladder.
Yeah, this is the top bunk that flips down. Look at all the cabinet storage you got. All around here. Even a hanging closet right here.
Wait, I'm over here right now.
This is your privacy curtain.
More storage. Privacy curtain.
Here's your fridge.
Comes with a fridge.
And you can put a microwave here. You can put a TV there if you want.
Oh, it doesn't come with a TV?
A little bit of workspace there.
Where's the hanging closet?
Right here. It's a bit dark for your video there. Sorry.
A little dark.
I don't have a light.
Oh, Kevin's getting out the light. You want to come up? It's a party.
No, I'm okay. Just as long as you all enjoy the
Oh yeah. Closet. This is. Something else that comes out of there.
So they come with fridges?
They do.
All of them?
They do.
But not.
The 32-inch TV mount.
But not the TV.
Not the TV. And they don't come with microwaves.
And no microwave. That's okay. We only use it to
So,
store.
no, so
oh no, I have to
you'll
go
need to-
backwards. Yes.
Yeah, so,
Would you
yeah.
be so kind? No, you can hold it.
You want to just
I'm gonna.
feel
what?
that seat?
Oh, feel the seat.
Yeah, isn't that comfortable?
Oh, it's really cushy.
Yeah, and it's an air ride, so they'll fill up an airbag underneath it, so on bumpy roads it'll just kind of float. You know?
I've never sat on a seat like this.
Yeah.
Right here.
And
That's
it's
super
and
cushy.
fully adjustable, like it'll go up as well as down. Lumbar support with a button.
Why don't you film the stuff that you think is interesting while I do my perfect 3-point exit?
Sure.
1, 2, 3. Huh? That's not bad. Wow. So this, the inverter, APU, all those types of things. all
To
in
include
there.
some outlets that are located at the bottom. So if you look down at the bottom below the bump, you will be able to see down there at the bottom to the. You'll see some outlets down there.
Back there.
So if you're able to plug it some down on the floor.
Somewhere over there. Okay.
And a battery switch there.
And that all comes with it. That's nice. That's nice.
And you're saying this little keypad, I think I asked you this before, this connects to your phone somehow?
Yes.
And you're dialing here instead of...
And of course, this truck will come with the Bluetooth. And I see this model has an actual tablet. That's your black book for your permits and all your information stored. And then some of the units you'll see that have the Qualcomm in them. But yeah, so this is let's see, let me just make sure that this one's actually a 21. So a brand new 21.
Yeah. They build it in 21 and then put
That
the
just
22.
got here.
Huh?
That just got here. That was
Just
built
got here.
a month ago.
And some of the others have just getting here too. So
Don't pull that string.
oh yeah, you already know what that is. You already know what that is.
What is it?
It's an air horn.
It's your air horn.
Oh! I thought it was to make the streetcar
Oh, no,
stop.
No. You
Huh?
pull that, you're gonna wake somebody up. So,
Nice.
So this is the Freightliner. This is an example of international. If you want to check this one out. I know the last time you were here, I don't know which one that you actually got to see. Did you get to see all of the models?
Yeah,
or just...
I think they're all here. I kind of zeroed in on the Kenworth though.
Oh, the Kenworth. Okay. All right. Well, let me find you one of those. I want to be able to have you see what you want to see.
Here, Kevin, want to show us the inside? I'll just stay out
Sure.
here.
Sure. Here we have the International dashboard, the logo on the steering wheel, the controls on the steering wheel. You have all your controls for your fifth wheel and your inner axle locks. There's a Samsung tablet. And we have more storage cabinets up here above the seats. Here we've got a big tall cabinet up here, and the upper bunk is set in position. Got a big cabinet up there. Windows, climate control. This is the lower bunk.
Was it about the same layout then,
Fridge.
pretty much? What's different? Anything different?
Yeah, here. See this closet? Oh, it's kind of hanging above the
Show to
above
it
the
to our
microwave
viewers.
space.
Yes?
So your fridge is down there, then you have a workspace, then you have this big tall cabinet up here.
Instead of a spot for the microwave.
Right, and there's another big tall cabinet behind the driver.
Okay, well, we don't use a microwave anyway.
Right, and lots of shelf space, lots of storage. Upholstery on the seats.
Did you find one?
I'm here.
Oh boy, Kevin.
Yeah, here we go.
Eee. 1, 2, 3. Very good, very good.
So we do have a Kenworth down at the end. That's a flatbed model. So I'll show it to you. It's the same interior as you would have if you would have a raised.
What would be different about the tractor just because it's for flatbed?
It would have the all of the tools in the space that you would need in the back for the boxes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And you have all divisions, right? You guys do everything?
We do. We have a flatbed, dry van, and refrigerator.
And tankers?
Oh, we don't do tankers.
No tankers. Hazmat?
We do hazmat loads, yeah.
Okay.
We do have some oceanside and also some rail containers that we also deal with as well. And we go in and out of Canada, so that's a great thing.
You have terminals in Canada?
We do not, but they border Canada. So the one out of Seattle, Tacoma, we do have one in Lewiston, Idaho, Syracuse, New York, Detroit. So a lot of those drivers service themselves out of in and out of Canada from those terminals.
And go ahead, honey.
No, go ahead.
Do all the divisions they pay differently, I take it?
They do. All of them pay different. All of them depending on experience. If you're coming out of a training school, if you're coming as a lease owner operator, all of the pay scales are different. And then of course the bonuses and incentives are different as well.
So what's the best way to research all of that so he can make a good decision for when he starts?
It would all be given from a trustworthy recruiter like myself.
Did you just emphasize trustworthy?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know, that's not necessarily what we hear about recruiters.
Well,
you're the trustworthy one, are you?
Well, I want to say that I'm a person before I'm a recruiter. So, and the reason being is that I want to be able to be that person to where if you get information to me, I want it to be that kind of information that I'm the last one that you hear about that comes to an orientation or a training facility and said, well, I thought he said this, or I thought she said that. That way I can lay it out to where, if anything, you get sick or tired of saying, well, yeah, I expected that. Oh, yeah, it's going to be like that. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he did say it was going to be. That's my type of honesty. I'd rather you get tired of the truth rather than get surprised by a lie.
Right.
So,
well, and Kevin said you've been to the school a couple times or 3 times, right? In your time there, I think you've been.
Oh yeah, I'm there every week.
Yeah. Every week.
Every single week.
And he brings donuts.
Yeah, and I bring donuts. Good donuts.
I saw the box in the office. I said, he's here somewhere. He's around.
You know, you can just see the donuts. If I see the donuts, he's around here somewhere. Yeah,
but you got to be careful if there's a little trail of donuts that leads right to the paperwork for signing up.
Oh,
you know?
So that's messed up. That's messed up.
Well, I don't know if I told you or not. I'm interested in the Western 11. I'll run dry or refrigerated. I don't know everything that's involved with refrigerated, but I don't mind learning something new. And if it's beneficial to me, I'd give it a shot. But we are here in Phoenix not by choice. So we've been here a year.
We were here when COVID lockdown happened. We just happened to be here, So we're like, oh, hunker down.
Like she said, we live in a motorhome. We've been traveling the country, and this is where we kind of got squashed.
Gotcha.
So we don't want to be here for another Phoenix summer.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're talking California or Albuquerque or even Florida. We still haven't decided, but you've got terminals everywhere. So it's,
so if you choose,
I could do my orientation here and then we'll move the RV to wherever and work out of some other place. That's fine.
Yeah, so once you finish the orientation, the like I said, the training with the trainer, and then afterwards you're solo. And then pretty much it takes about a month just to get your feet wet on your own in the process of paperwork for your wife, and then making sure that that you're good to go as far as where you're going to be traveling.
Yes.
And then if you're wanting to do the Western 11, you got to think your boundary line is from Montana down to New Mexico to the left. So you can pretty much just travel any of those Western 11 states. And you can request loads to any other location as well. But you can do half the country, which consists of your boundary line to be North Dakota, South Dakota, all the way down to Texas. You could do all 48 states. And if you do choose to go to Florida, the terminal that we have there is in Ocala. So, so it's right above the.
We know Ocala.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, our viewers might not. It's just
we've been to the Ocala
between Tampa.
forest.
It's between Tampa and Gainesville, basically,
Right.
Yes.
closer to Gainesville.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
And
good.
you're looking
Florida.
and then of course the West Coast, like I said, 3 in California. You got a terminal there in Troutdale, Oregon, 1 in Seattle, Tacoma area. Then you have, of course, 1 that's in Idaho. So it just kind of keeps going and going and going. And then of course you mentioned New Mexico, so we have a terminal there in Albuquerque. Below that we have a terminal in El Paso. So and 3 additional ones in Texas, Lancaster, Houston, and Laredo. So So pretty much we have terminals almost everywhere.
Wow.
And how easy is it to switch between, like, let's say he's driving one division and he wants to go, let's say, from van to refrigerated. Is that pretty easy to switch over?
It's at a request. That's as easy as it is. You request which terminal you want to switch to. They'll do the necessary documentation or the computer work on their end. They'll make sure that you get set up as a transfer to that next terminal. They encourage you to, when you get to your location, you introduce yourself into your driver leader that'll be handling, or you can just run in that area and have your driver leader just already handle your administrative things and also your loads, and then you're automatically running in that area.
So you're actually dealing with your terminal for dispatch?
Absolutely.
It's not one central location?
No, it's multiple locations.
Oh,
so
interesting.
that's the beauty of having that load availability, of having everything at your fingertips, to include being able to go anywhere and get any loads all the time or any time of the day.
All right, we could be running up and down the West Coast and say, hey, I'd like to visit my mom in Clearwater, Florida. Can you get me a load?
Get you a load down there?
So
Go down
even
there?
let's say he says, I want to do Western 11, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, can you send me to Florida? Do you then say, no way, you said Western 11, we're not sending you to Florida?
No, we want to send you to Florida at your request, but
You
then
can
of
break
course,
out of your area.
You can break out,
And
and
then
then you can come right back.
Okay.
It's not like you're tied to one customer. Say.
No, not at all. I mean, running general freight is just that. You're running general freight around the country at your request, and being able to kind of plan where you go, how you go, and then how long you stay there, and the fact that you can take your break or your home time anywhere, which is a great thing, because you don't have to necessarily take home time at your home.
Yeah.
You know, if you all are in Atlanta and you say, you know what, I want to take home time in Atlanta, take home time in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or if you're in Seattle, you can do that, or in Albuquerque. So
We got family all over the country.
And friends
and,
everywhere.
and we want to explore the rest of the country too. We've gotten Phoenix is as far west as we've gotten the motorhome. Well, Yuma now.
Yeah, we got just over the border into California.
Trust me, if you use this as your motorhome, you'll be seeing all 48
Every
states
day.
if you want to.
Every day.
If you want to, definitely.
This looks stretched.
It is.
This is
for the flatbed.
Extra long,
definitely.
And that gets you the toolbox and
Absolutely.
Oh,
nice
Kevin,
deck to
maybe
work
you
on.
need to rethink that flatbed thing,
Yeah.
huh? I mean, I know you weren't a Marine, but you were in, what was that you did in Canada there in high school?
Army cadets.
You were Army cadet. You could be a flatbedder, honey. You're tough.
Look at this big seat.
Yeah, I was leaning. Of course, I'm not doing the CDL or the driving, right? But I was like, honey, you should do flatbed, flatbed. And he's like, no, not right now. I like how you.
Right now.
Can I say I'm giving you kudos for equal rights, because that's the second time you've stood up for women. Thank you. I appreciate
Definitely.
that.
I mean, hey, it's all about the person, the quality, not the quantity.
Right.
And definitely, if you're able to do the job, regardless if you are male, female, smoker, non-smoker, I don't care if you come from a different religious background. We are equal in the sights of this freight, this company, and also within Swift. So you definitely have the opportunity. And
thank you. Oh,
let me
and
just
hold
say-
on.
let me
But
just
you
say-
stand here so I can see you
let me
better.
just say
Yeah, turn around.
that
though,
we've
so we
had
can
we've
see
had
you.
people
Yeah.
we've had people that have come with their significant other, brother, sister, cousin, best friend, and they sat in that passenger seat, and after a while they started getting the itches, like, how much money did you just make on this run? Or do you know that I could have probably drove that better than you can? And then next thing you know, they asked to get dropped off at the terminal, go to our academy, get their CDL, and then next thing you know,
They're team driving,
so I have
bringing
seen it
in
done.
lots of money.
Because I mean, of course, it's a great thing that he would love to have you in the passenger seat.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure there would be even greater thing to have you in the passenger seat, making money with him.
Yes. Well, the thing about that I was thinking is, then though you're always in motion pretty much. If you're driving as a team, you're always in motion.
Right.
So that's where I'm kind of like, well, I don't know if we could sort of split the day shift, just take it kind of easy, but that's not how that works. So we'll see. We lived on a little island for 20 years, and I'm only used to driving on the little island where I know all the roads, every pothole, and we drove on the left because we lived in St. Croix. So I'm still a little hesitant here on the big roads.
I'm so jealous that you all live in St. Croix.
Yeah, but look, you would have lost your driving skill.
So jealous.
It was great. We loved it. And then we were ready to, have a new adventure. And so that's where we started doing the RV thing. And now we were making our money selling jewelry at festivals, and of course with COVID, that all stopped. And now, turns out, I didn't know my hubby has a dream of driving a big truck.
Yeah.
So, make that dream come true.
That he could potentially convince you to drive a truck with him.
Yeah, he'll probably work on that.
Possibility.
Yeah.
Hey, did you want to give us a tour in there with the camera, or did it look about the same, or what?
Yeah, basically the layout's the same. There might be a different cabinet or this or that. This one had the fridge where the door slides open this way and you drop the food in rather than a side door. And this one has a lower roof because it's for flatbeds. You don't need that big air dam protecting the trailer. But I'm pretty sure I was in a different Kenworth when we were here last week, because I think it had like a table that swings out and you use that like a desk or something.
Okay.
So you have Kenworths for people who are not flatbedders?
Yes.
Or?
We do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I saw one.
Well, it could have been, only the flatbedders get the Kenworth.
Oh, no.
No, that's not.
Okay.
No.
All right, just checking.
Anyway. Oh, and they have Volvos here too, like the ones that we're training on.
Yeah.
At the school.
But they're way different than the ones you're training on the inside. They're a little bit more upgraded.
Well, I'm sure you don't have those 3 ugly bucket seats in the back.
Hey, I'm not talking bad about them. No.
Well, they're just not practical for OTR.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And everything automatic, right?
Yes. Now, if you do want a manual, it is by request, so we can definitely get you the manual that you desire. We do have a lot of students that will come out of a training location that will request a manual.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's not uncommon for someone to kind of go with what they're used to, but other people, they don't want to ever see a manual ever again. They want to get in it, put it in drive, and go make the money.
Yes.
And I don't blame them.
So how much money does a first year Swift, let's say van OTR, so is it the same whether you're driving 48 or half country or Western? Is it the same pay?
Of course, it's going to be always more money based on the more miles you drive. So a person that's driving all 48 states or half the country versus someone that's only driving Western 11 or something dedicated to where you're out a week, home 2 days, things like that, they're always going to make a little bit less.
Who's making less?
The people that are driving
smaller,
less.
dedicated
they're
smaller.
driving less because the more miles you drive, the more money you're going to make. So the ones that are driving from, say, California to Virginia, then to Seattle, then back down to Texas, of course, they're racking up the miles, so they're racking up more money.
Right.
But because we're so big on driver choice, that you can pretty much choose what you like. So if you don't want to have that opportunity to go 48 and you want to do only half the country or Western 11, you have that option regardless of the pay. So I like that better than a company that's telling you exactly what you have to do, what you need to do, what they think is best for you. And you can come in and say, hey, I want to do drive in Western 11, and we'll make it happen. Or you say, no, I want something where I'm only out a week, and then I'll just be home for a couple of days, then out a week again. Absolutely. So you don't have to necessarily do, and then of course you can switch. Right. So if you do Western 11, you say, no, I want to do half the country now. You switch. And then if you say, oh, you know what, I want to try refrigerated, you can switch to that. So I think that's
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
But is it forced dispatch?
No.
Not forced dispatch. You can say, hey, I don't want to take potatoes to there.
It's a load option only. So you'll get loads you'll be able to accept. You'll be able to talk to your driver leader, get exactly where you want to go. So to his point, you definitely, if you want to go, say, to Florida, you can request a load there versus getting a load to Tennessee.
Nice.
So so definitely you have that option to go where you want to go. But I would say just make the most of it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since we want to travel.
There you go.
First year, what do you generally say for earnings for a first year driver? Like, let's say 48 OTR versus 48 refrigerated.
Ooh, well, refrigerated
I'm throwing all the tough questions at you here.
So refrigerated is always going to make more because they're starting off at a higher cent, and it all depends on where that driver's coming from. Whether they're coming from a training school, lease, owner, experience. So it's hard to say, to narrow down a number, because some people that are coming out of training school versus someone that's coming out of academy are always going to start off a little bit lower versus someone that has, say, 4 to 5 to 6 years experience. So their refrigerated pay is going to be at a top end higher than a person that's coming in as a trainee that has to work their way up to the salary that they like. And because I can't narrow down a specific pay, it's all performance. So, which is a good thing because you can kind of manage what you want to make, how you want to make it.
But do you have a range? So like a range?
An accurate range, I would say first year drivers can make, I would say realistically, I would say between, I would say 35 to 50, depending on where you go, how far you run. I would say that to be true. And then
because you're the trustworthy recruiter.
Well, I'm just giving you the trustworthy range. Now, if anybody's saying that, hey, I'm going to come in and make about 70 or 80,000 in my first year, that's a stretch.
Right.
And that's a stretch. But to be able to kind of work your way up to a pay range that's comfortable for you, absolutely. And that's everybody from the starting off from a week, just a week on the road, 2 days out, or somebody that's all 48 states doing flatbed. You want to make sure that you have a realistic expectation of your pay rather than coming in following a billboard or a printout that says, you know, make 70 in your first year and things like that. Well, taking in account your home time, the things that matter to you, being able to learn your routes, being able to kind of comfortably go where you're wanting to go without being rushed and forced, gets you that pay that isn't that dream pay that everybody assumes that it is. So,
and you have regular pay increases?
We do. Within your first year, you can expect 4 increases, if not more, depending on what the incentives that you follow. Because we have so much from fuel incentives to on time, so many things in which you could just take advantage of. And then also for people that are coming out of training school, you have great opportunities to get tuition reimbursement. You have that option to really just kind of go into any line of business because we trust that the training that you received gets you the training that you need with the trainer to just go into anything. So you don't have to wait and say, well, I haven't trained on flatbed and I didn't do it in my school, so I can't do it. When we can train you on it. So that's the beauty part of coming out of a training school, and even out of another school that has a lot of options that they train the drivers on and get endorsements. You can still come here and say, I want to do this, I want to do that.
And you'll train them in the specific division.
Absolutely. And even our flatbed training is here. So this is one of the terminals that we train flatbed out of. And then, of course, you can do any of our lines of businesses, whether it be dry van or refrigerated, out of here. So so drivers can use this location specifically, if not other ones, for their training needs and also their retraining too.
So you could say, like, let's say you get trained as a flatbedder and then after 3 months you're like, you know, I want to do refrigerated. You'd come back to a terminal that has that training, and then you would train them to do
and we just always and we always encourage you to just go and meet the people that you're now going to be working with, because there's a lot of insight that you could be gained to go into an actual refrigerated terminal. Like, say for example, if you're ever in Salt Lake City, and that's a big refrigerated hub for us, going in there, introducing yourself once you make that switch, and just learning a little bit more, you know, being able to kind of see their refrigerated work in action. And they have a pretty cool driver leader type operations floor that it's like the Star Wars war room, kind of like it's real cool. But yeah, you can be able to do that, and that's what I really love about Swift, is that the options, the fact that you can do this and you do that. I mean, heck, one day if you feel like the road is not for you, come work in one of our offices. So I mean, we would definitely love for you to drive as long as you can. But if you decide, you know what, I want to manage some drivers, I want to work in customer service, or I want to work in recruiting. You know, I want to be able to share my experiences and be able to kind of bring people in, you know, and be able to kind of tell them the real so they can make an informed decision. And you could do that. And
so you said you were in HR when Knight and Swift merged, but were you a driver before that?
So I did some driving out of Atlanta, and that was back in 2007, 2008, and even during the military, because I was security forces, so I was Air Force equivalent to military police. So I did drive heavy equipment there as well. So, but getting out, I didn't want to drive long term. I didn't have a desire to be a truck driver for years and years. So I went back to school. So that was my thing. So me and my parents struck a deal. They were like, hey, if you want your career to be something on a corporate level, but still have a desire to be within the realm of transportation or some kind of business around that, you come here and you treat school like your job, then you can stay here rent free.
Smart parents.
And focus on school. So I did, and I did my bachelor's and my master's. So I spent as long as I could. And when I tried to tell them that a PhD might be another 4 to 6 years, it's like, well, we might want you to look at some job options.
At this point.
I didn't eat them out of house and home.
We need our basement back.
Right. I didn't eat them out of house and home, but I did get as much as I could, as long as I could. I will say that.
But you still need that PhD now.
Hey. I don't know.
Just around the corner.
Right. Yeah. So,
okay, well that's all very interesting.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I heard you over here. You were looking at something. I heard little noises.
Oh, it just looks like a little damage on that.
Okay. All right.
Can I climb into that Volvo?
Sure.
Is that somebody's personal truck or is it?
Yeah, better check. Somebody might be in there sleeping.
I know that's true.
So you came out here with Swift then?
I did, back in 2016.
Wow.
How do you like it out west?
It is different than the South, I can tell you that.
Anybody home?
There you go, sir.
Anybody sleeping?
So this is what our newer Volvos look like versus what you train on at the school. So
Yeah.
definitely climb on up and see.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
276,000 miles.
Well, honey, I say you look good in all of them, if I may say so. They all suit you beautifully. Here, take the camera, honey. Give us a tour. Of course, we missed the Kenworth, which was the one you really wanted to see. We didn't get a video of that one. I think he was in there too enthralled.
Lots of cabinets. There's the upper bunk tied up. The lower bunk is lifted, so you can see all kinds of storage down here. Let's see. Cabinets. Room for your microwave. Don't see a fridge in this one though.
Sometimes get tired of what they're training on, and then they'll come up and say, well, you know what, I liked my training experience, but I think I want to look at it.
Oh, I'm going to get the opposite. They're like, oh, I trained on a Kenworth, so I want a Kenworth.
Some people don't.
Actually want to shift.
They want to, or they'll say, well, let me just look at them just in case.
Yeah.
Because if you're used to the dash and you're used to everything, fine, but once you know that you're about to get your own, you just want to make sure that you should. So.
Wow.
And if I had my choice,
what would you be picking?
Freightliner.
Freightliner. Why would you pick a Freightliner?
Freightliner for me is more simple. As far as the dash setup, there's a lot of storage, and just call me a sucker for aesthetics, but I think the grill looks mean. When it comes to just,
driving machine right there.
I just think that it has a good looking presence going down the road, and but that's just me. But then, and then of course climbing into it, I like the comfort of it, and I like the just the amenities and the fact that it has a lot of plug-ins. So
more than the other ones, you'd say?
I do, but I've had a lot of people come out here and fall in love with the International. I haven't had anybody yet to say that was just a bad looking truck. And I've had people that come out here and say, I want a Freightliner or I want a Kenworth, and they sit in the International and they love it better than anything else.
They're all beautiful. They all have, the same amenities as far as cabinets and beds, and
they may just be in one place versus the other. Yeah.
So,
but he just said more outlets.
More outlets, and I kind of like the layout in the Freightliners a little better than, the Kenworth has the reputation as being the best and all that sort of thing, but I thought the Freightliner was a little nicer than the Kenworth.
Which one did any of them have that swivel table that we've seen?
No, but I saw that the last time I was here on a different Kenworth.
Because that's pretty cool.
You don't have that yet in the Freightliners, but I'm sure they're thinking about it now.
Especially after we put this video out. Are you listening? Put the tables in, people. And we just saw one online. What was the one you were looking at online that actually had the bed flip up and there was a whole little seaty area, like a table and like a dinette table and two benches.
2021 Freightliner Cascadia with the driver lounge option. So the bunk flips right up like a Murphy bed. It's tight against the wall. And there's a table that comes up, and then there's 2 seats on either side. So you're sitting there like a dining table.
Yeah. We were like, hey, you think Swift has those yet?
Nah.
Hey, there's no telling what's in store. No telling.
You're trying to recruit, right?
Hey, and I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure that they have amenities in mind, because even when they decided to put 8-inch foam memory mattresses in there and refrigerators and everything else, there's no telling what else. Because when I got here in 2016, the trucks that they had I thought were nice then, but then now, from what I've seen, they're not afraid to invest money in the drivers, especially when it comes to the equipment.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you give a rookie driver right out of school, you give him a brand new truck. That's just, to me, that's crazy. That's insane.
Hey, call us crazy then.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, and I think that speaks volumes with the driver and what they should have. It's almost like, feeling like, you should be driving in the best. You should be represented by, something that, kind of stands out versus another company that, they may pull up and be like, well, I didn't get a brand new truck. And then the fact that we don't just have one. So you don't have to necessarily go over there and be like, you only have one, because I've never been over there and I've seen just one truck. So, and like I said, this is going on my 5th year here.
And if you're really attached to something, maybe you'd have it in another yard somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
How are you guys with CB radios? Is there a policy, like you don't want the drivers talking all the time on it?
No.
Because in some ways it's a piece of safety equipment. You're hearing traffic reports.
No, we do. We have drivers that have come in. We actually had a photo shoot with a driver that he decided to install a CB radio in his truck, and he loves it. Now, we didn't have a problem with it, but he felt like that because of the relationship he had with drivers and different people that he wanted to use it for, he put it in there. And so no, it's no problem at all. A lot of people are kind of thinking they're going obsolete, but I find that a lot of drivers are wanting the CB. Maybe they just have that old school aesthetic of talking to drivers down the road, but some people still use it. So there's a lot of drivers.
I just read an article about, that they were saying some of these pileups we've had could have been at least minimized if people had more CB radios still, because they could have said, hey, if you're coming the other way and you see it, you can put it out on the radio, and if everybody were listening, they could have already started slowing down.
Yeah. And you could tell some drivers if they have them based on their antennas, or some of them you'll just see it.
This guy right here.
But they're not for everybody. Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely has its appeal for some people that want that ability to talk to drivers down the road. So
we just want to play the convoy song. Right, Rubber Ducky?
Yeah, rubber Ducky.
Rubber Duck, and what was the other guy? Pigpen.
I got you.
Okay. It's a very large, it is your main hub, but it's definitely pretty impressive, I have to say.
Yeah.
100 and some acres?
What, 100 and some acres?
I can't remember.
Plus. Yeah.
Plus,
and it's and of course, all of our terminal bases is growing, and there's no telling how they're going to utilize this moving forward. COVID is definitely taking a dramatic turn in how we really service our drivers and use our space. So really kind of thinking about how we're going to renovate everything to be driver friendly even during these times.
Right.
So having people that space and that distance to be able to kind of still operate and not feel cluttered. And I don't think there's a terminal that I've been to that I feel like that I'm like, wow, it's building right here, everything's kind of even felt distant. Even the one in El Paso, that's a pretty smaller terminal, but that even feels like it has a lot of space and a lot of room on it. And that one's being renovated, if not already done.
Do you think the pandemic is responsible for the boom in trucking in the last year?
It definitely had something to do with it.
Somehow moving more goods, and
a lot of people assumed that the pandemic was going to slow trucking down, but actually it did it justice, a positive justice. because of course, you know, the more freight that needed to be pushed around the country, the more drivers are in demand for it.
Right.
And being that we are the largest and we have a lot of demand and a lot of trucks to be able to offer drivers coming to us, then that demand is amplified.
Right.
You know, and so there isn't a request that we can't fulfill.
Except the toilet paper.
So
There wasn't enough toilet paper. But that I'm sure wasn't the fault of trucking. I think that was the supply line problem way back.
It's weird though, like a year in with people at home, people not working, people losing their jobs, you think the economy would have been tanking.
Oh, no. People were
It's
still
booming.
ordering, people were still needing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It's like, what?
Kevin was working at Amazon, and I couldn't
I already
believe and the types of things people were spending money on. I was like, there are people out there who have disposable income, because
sure.
why do they need this many
Cell phone
cases? I was like, I buy a new one every 3 years, you know. And he was just, oh my God, the cell phone cases. I'm like, is that an essential? Is that necessary for the pandemic?
Maybe they needed that to film the videos that they were doing at home.
There you go.
Switch up the look.
Everybody's gearing up their YouTube channel.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go. Yeah.
So the other terminals are also, I mean, you're saying they're getting overhauled, but in general they're pretty like modern and offer all the same type of things that this driver center here offers.
They do definitely. A lot of different terminals are also food truck friendly. Like if you ever stop by the one in LA, they have a lot of food truck vendors that are coming in and out.
Oh, fun.
The cafe, or I forget the name of it, that's in Salt Lake City. Their cafe, their food is awesome. I don't know what about that food is so awesome versus ours. Then there's some great cooks in there, but that one in Salt Lake City, that's a pretty good
interesting.
cafe. Yeah.
High salt content, maybe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
extra
maybe,
salt.
Hey, maybe so. I like my
Availability.
sausage.
That's a refrigerated center.
Oh, yeah,
all the
fresh.
food's coming there anyway.
Hey, there you go.
Fresh,
They get to
fresh.
pick.
Yeah.
Fresh ingredients.
Is there anything else?
That's it. That's our terminal base. Now, definitely wouldn't have been able to just cover all 100 plus acres. But definitely the main centers that you'll be able to see, and the fact that you can kind of stick in one side of the yard space and be able to kind of take advantage of everything that you need to, is a plus. Because we wanted to be able to make everything driver friendly, but driver accessible.
And you've got full service and repair bays, even body shops.
Absolutely.
And what's the turnaround? I mean, if his truck were to be off the road with some kind of thing, like how quickly do you try to get them back out? Do you have some kind of a...
Depends on what's wrong.
Yeah,
no, I understand, but do you have some kind of a system, sort of?
Oh, yeah.
Who gets to go first, or...?
Oh, no. It's you pull in, and then it's just like like the waiting system of you actually being able to pull in and get service. And a lot of drivers will take their home time or take a break and then be notified right when their truck is done. Some of them will wait around here, depending on how long it will be.
Right.
But yeah, it's all fully serviced, and this location is 24/7.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
you don't have anybody just sitting there waiting until the next morning. So you know, especially before COVID, this place was like, if you were here at 1 o'clock in the morning, it felt like it was still 1 o'clock during the day. It was, people were still out and about, trucks coming in and out. Our center, to include our driver center, was always still packed. So, and it's still like that in a way without less people, but it's still accessible. So you don't have to worry about saying, oh, well, the terminal's closed, I'll just come back in the morning. No. Pull right in, do what you need to do. And,
that's great. Yeah, we saw a lot of, we were at a gas station, kind of West Phoenix. Where were we? Somewhere actually here, I think, in this neighborhood. There were so many truckers just sitting there waiting for loads, like just at the gas station. And we talked, because we were getting propane for the RV, and the guy said, yeah, some of them sit here for like hours and hours waiting to pick up a load somewhere. So if there's 40 different terminals you have around the country, then it might be nicer to be sitting at a terminal than just in your truck at the gas station.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to me, that's the better option than actually just going to sit at a truck stop, which you could be more enticed to spend a lot of money that you may not need.
Eat a lot of junk food.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's more accessible. And then being able to stop at a terminal, or a truck stop, and have it to pay for a shower or pay to do your laundry, where you could just come here and do it all for free, or wherever you are. So,
all right, I'm gonna ask you the last question. Probably not. Probably not. But here's this question now. Give me your elevator spiel. Why come to Swift?
I feel like that the reason why anybody should come to Swift, from my personal experience, is because that they have not only the business in mind, but people in mind, and also the demands of what drivers and their family need in order to take care of each other and provide the country with the same quality as we do and as we treat them. And I'm just saying that because I'm just the title that I am. I've seen it. I've seen people go out of their way to take care of people. I've seen them being able to cater to people, not because they work for Swift, just because they're part of the family. I've seen drivers, office personnel drop what they're doing to assist people, whether it be over the phone or somebody walking in. I've seen drivers be somewhere off in the distance and then be able to get them what they need, where they need it, any time of the day or the night. So I'm a full believer in Swift being large enough but being caring enough to make sure that anybody and everybody is taken care of. And I think that's most important. I think the money, the freight, the trucks, all of that's great amenities and great perks and benefits, but the fact that you can actually come into a company and be able to say that there's no reason why I wouldn't have to just be with them for a couple months. This is a place where I can see the growth, I can see the potential, and I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. It's in my hands. So, and that's more important to me than somebody telling me or somebody forcing me to do something or kind of, building my own path. You can go whichever direction you want to go, wherever you want to do it at, in whatever state, city, and then whatever career path. Because a lot of our executives even were drivers. A lot of our office personnel started off from the very bottoms of the totem pole, and because they believed in the values and the quality of the company, they stayed, and nobody thought of them otherwise but being great people. So I think the people make the company what it is. And I think for anybody that sees any negative beyond that, they only see what they don't see because they're not coming to actually put their hands on it and feeling it and kind of getting the gist of it. Because a lot of people can say negative, a lot of people can see negative and experience it or be able to assume it. But then I tell people, just like what you and your wife is doing, you have to come here. You have to see it. You have to be able to kind of put your hands on it and be able to kind of view it firsthand. That's the believer option of it. And then anything beyond that, is just growth within yourself or not, which is the beauty part of it. You call the shots, and who wouldn't want to call the shots, especially in the world that we're living in now, to be able to kind of paint your own path. So
that's very important these days.
Yeah. The fact that you can kind of say, this is the direction I want to go, make it vocal, make it intentional, and then be able to live that out and know that people here have no problem because you made the choice in order to make sure that your future is secure, and going in the direction that you want to go in order to make it secure. So I think that's awesome, and like I said, I'm a believer in it. I mean, hey, I've been here for 4 years, going on 5 already, and every move I made was up, and nobody said that because I didn't stay in a certain place that long or wasn't, going in the path in which another person took in order to rise up, I didn't do the same. But I mean, I've enjoyed every position I've been in so far.
So lots of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
And this isn't my last position.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Wow. All right. Kevin, you have any other questions?
What's your pet policy?
Pet policy is anything. So we ask that you go to the vet, make sure that they have all their shots, make sure that they're non-aggressive, make sure that they are fit in order to live on the truck with you. There is a fee that you pay that you go through your driver lead and include paperwork, but they make sure that they're the certain type of weight that the vet will recommend. So we set it at 40 pounds, but the vet really kind of takes the reins on that to make sure that whatever dog that you have coming onto the truck is healthy and fit enough to be able to be on there.
Is there a minimum weight?
Well, it is 40.
Oh, 40 is the minimum weight.
Well, I thought that was the maximum.
It is the maximum, 40 minimum maximum, but I've seen the vet kind of take the hold of that one.
Okay, but really smaller dogs than 40 pounds are okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've seen the vet kind of refrain from getting a small dog on it because he was aggressive. So you want to make sure that it's
Right.
road friendly and people friendly.
Here's a question. What if it has only 3 legs?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, a fit 3-legged dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because we're actually presently looking to adopt a dog,
Oh, yeah.
and one of them is a 3-legged dog. So I
Gotcha.
was like, uh-oh.
Well, hey, as long as the
Is he
vet...
going to be fit enough then?
Yeah,
or
no,
does
no.
that automatically disqualify the dog?
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Gotta ask these questions, honey. It's
Not
all
at
part
all.
of the plan here.
And hey, we would love to have you all in some advertisement with that dog.
I'm
So,
sure.
I mean, we're always looking for a fresh face for the billboards, the gas stations, the posters.
Oh my God!
So,
Now you're appealing to my ego.
Just saying.
Careful. I'll have
Just
to get a little more fit.
You have a training center here.
Mhm.
Is it also for getting a CDL, like
Yes.
right from the bottom up?
Yes. And that's located in the rear of our trucking yard.
Right, but
So,
not
yeah.
just for different divisions and specialties and stuff. You'll
Yes,
actually take
we do
somebody
that
off
too
the
as well.
street.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
we do.
have they have a
So-
CDL school right
So
here.
if I talk her into doing it, I'll just drop her off here and come back in a
Drop
month.
her
and
off.
Away we go.
Well, you probably want to drop her off at the training school because it's in the back of our yard.
Be on the sidewalk.
That's
he
all.
probably
I'll
won't
be
even.
waving.
Yeah, he won't even stop the
No,
truck.
No.
He's just gonna slow down, be like, Tanya, go get your
Gotcha.
CDL,
Gotcha. Yeah.
and then he'll take off with the 3-legged
and,
dog.
and I've heard of instances where people were like, "Hey, drop me off at this terminal. I'm going to school." So yeah, so it's right there in the rear. And yeah, but you can stop right there because as you come in into 75th, you'll see that building that says Swift Academy.
Yes.
Stop in. That could be your first stop, and your second stop could be right there back in the back.
Nice.
It could be.
Okay. Well, we have taken up a lot of your time. We really
No, it's my
appreciate
job.
you giving us all that information, walking us around, and I think that our viewers are going to really get a lot out of this video. I hope they stuck it out because that was a lot of really good information.
Yeah.
And I'm very impressed with your facility here. Of course, it's the headquarters, but if this is like, you know, even just a slight foreshadowing of your other terminals, I'm assuming that,
Yeah.
you know, they're pretty good.
Yeah, and they're just as nice in the inside, and
Yeah.
it's updated and modern. So.
And excellent food in Salt Lake City. Food trucks, and where are we getting the food trucks? LA?
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah, definitely.
And
But in
barbecue in El Paso.
There you go. There you go. There you
Okay.
go.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we thank you
Thank
very,
you.
very much.
Thank you.
And do you wanna? I don't. You could give a shout out or contact info. Do you want to do that? I mean, this is like, you know, we're not here to promote Swift, but you could say it if anybody watched the video and wants to contact you.
Yeah, it's just well, everything is on our main web page, which is also great to streamline everything. Because on our main website, our marketing section, they've done such an awesome job to make everything centralized to where you can find out about any of our lines of businesses. You can sign up for anything. You can apply for anything. Heck, if you want to apply for an office position, owner operator, lease out, everything is on our website, so you won't
One
have to
spot.
actually one stop spot.
Okay.
And it's swifttrans.com.
Swifttrans.com. All right, and give us your name again.
Rod Holmes.
Okay, so if you want to talk to him, see if you can track him down. Certainly.
I won't be hard to find.
No, because I think within a couple years you'll be the CEO.
Hey, I pray that
Yeah,
happens.
I have a feeling.
Come on. Yeah.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And with that, we say that's it from Tanya and Kevin with love. Bye. Oh no, wait. Give us the thumbs up. Yeah. Questions and comments below. And if you liked it and want more like this, please subscribe. Bye.